Hello and welcome. My name is Paul Martin. I am an account executive here at Landis. And today I'm going to be giving you an overview of Landis Contact Center for Microsoft Teams. We're going to give a pretty broad overview of just the highlights of some of the types of features that it adds, the reporting, the analytics, the integration, and just kind of the entire platform. Landis is constantly adding new functionality and has been on an impressive run recently of new feature additions. So be sure to stay tuned with announcements. We do frequent update videos that you can catch on YouTube. So stay tuned with those for all these features as they are released. But this video is to just give an overview of the platform as it stands today and make sure you're aware of all the cool things that Landis can do with Contact Center. We will go through and talk about a number of these different categories, including some licensing, pricing. We're going to talk about the ways in which AI and automation is front and center in the contact center, as well as reporting and analytics, and the whole nine yards. So let's get started. I want to start with the integration piece. Integration is very important in a contact center in any environment. And I'm going to start with the integration into Microsoft Teams, because this is a very important part of the success of a platform as you roll it out in your environment is how well does it integrate with Microsoft. So Landis is certified as an extend and unified contact center. That means we directly integrate with Landis API or with Microsoft APIs to add this functionality inside of your Teams tenant. This really works the same way as a Microsoft Teams native call queue, in which a resource account is used, a phone number is assigned to a resource account. Calls come into your environment, they pass through the resource account. In this case, there's instantaneous signaling that is going back and forth between Landis services in Azure and your tenant. That is telling the APIs what to do, collecting all the information around the call, allowing us to provide live and historic analytics. But as you can see, the call comes into your environment, it goes through the resource account right to the agent. At no point is your call traffic leaving your environment and being sent to Landis. Everything stays contained. That's what it means to be either extend or unify. We're using Microsoft APIs to embed functionality inside of your tenant. There's also the call recording piece that can then capture audio and save audio files to Azure. You have flexible storage options there. You can save to Landis, Azure, or your own. So a fully Teams embedded contact center platform. Also, equally as important is how well does the contact center integrate with your data sources, whether that's CRMs or ticketing systems, whether they're major platforms or homegrown. There are lots of different areas in the contact center where we can integrate in a variety of different ways, whether it's for data collection or automation or agent assist. That can look a lot of different ways, but lots of opportunity for the product to embed within with data within your environment there. All right, we're also going to talk about some of the other channels that Landis provides. Obviously, Contact Center provides functionality for voice. We also include a variety of chat channels as well, things like web chat, chatbots on the website, SMS, and some social interactions like Facebook or WhatsApp. So if you are looking for something to grow into, maybe you're only using voice today, there are lots of other opportunities to integrate. You'll also notice Copilot agents are configurable with any of the chat channels. This is a very powerful tool that allows you to build agents in Copilot Studio and add them to the flow of the inside of a chat queue. As it takes a chat and assigns it to agents, it can also assign it to a Copilot agent. So you can build resourceful, intelligent agents that can answer basic questions. They can provide resources. They can do data lookups, FAQs, knowledge base, you name it. So you can build a bot that can be on your website, an SMS bot that is truly helpful, and most importantly, can easily escalate to a live human whenever prompted or whenever the parameters are met. So you can ensure that your customers are having a good experience, some automation, answering questions automatically, but then also easy escalation, as well as passing the full context of the conversation the bot had with the caller or the customer up until that point, passing that along to the agent when the agent comes into the loop. So lots of power within the different channels there, especially in the chat with the incorporation of Copilot. Real-time supervision and management. So there's a variety of different ways in which this can look. So first of all, this could be as simple as wallboards that in real time provide live data as to what's happening, calls that are in the environment, SLAs, wait times. This could also mean dashboards that are more tailored towards managers to not only see live queue traffic across all your voice and chat queues, but also visibility for your agents, who's signed in, who's available, are they on break, how long have they been on break, being able to move people around, take people out of the queue, add others. Lots of capabilities built in for managers as well. That includes live call interactions and intervention, things like listening into a conversation where it's going to pull a manager in so that they can listen or interrupt and contribute. Or they could use a barge feature or a whisper feature where they could talk to their agent without the caller hearing. Plenty of options for looking at live calls. Of course, you can read live transcription as well as seeing sentiment analysis. Inbound routing and queuing, really important as customers are calling your help desk, being able to get them to agents that can help as efficiently as possible. And Landis Contact Center has the queue functionality that supports a proper contact center. Things like skills-based routing, priority queues, presence-based routing, and the standard business hours, holidays, exception handling that you would expect. This also allows you to add things like callback messages or positioning queue announcements, comfort greetings, those types of things that really give the caller the best possible experience in the queue. All right, reporting obviously is at the center of just about any contact center, being able to have solid metrics to fall back on. And Landis has a plethora of reports built right into the platform. No customization needed, no Power BI. We do offer webhooks that you can extract data if you needed to create something custom in Power BI, but you'll find a lot of these reports and metrics are built right into the UI. Being able to see your queue activity here as well, the team as a whole, how are they handling calls, those key metrics like abandoned call rates and average time to answer, average time to handle, SLAs, easy to monitor for the entire team. Also the ability to drill down to each individual team member and understand how each agent is handling their call traffic, the calls that they're missing, time spent, all of those metrics that you would want to watch. Also gives you complete visibility from the moment a caller enters your ecosystem all the way through to completion, every step of the process, how much time they spend at each step, options that were selected in the IVR, full transcriptions from the agents, sentiment analysis, and it really gives you that full cradle to grave tracking so that you know every part of the customer journey through the platform. There's more things like monitoring agent timelines, the ability to see staffing insights and call routing analytics. A lot of the key metrics can be scheduled and emailed to you, if you didn't want to sign into the platform. So lots of reporting capabilities. We're just kind of scratching the surface here. There's a lot more that we could dig into on the reporting. Call recording, very central part of the platform as well. And this is something that we license as part of a contact center, so you can easily add recording to additional contact center users. This is also a standalone, and we'll talk about licensing here in a moment, but this is a standalone product that allows you to deploy call recording at scale in your team's environment and have granular control over the policies, central management, transcriptions, and so this is a very valuable part of the platform. You have the ability to control access, determining who can sign. Can an agent sign in and retrieve their own recordings? Is that reserved for managers only? And like we mentioned earlier, you do have a flexibility when it comes to where these recordings are stored. You can store them within Landis Azure for no additional cost. But if you're in a industry or country that has regulations against that, you can also store these in your own Azure and not have it change the end user experience at all. Of course, part of recordings, and one of the most valuable parts of recording, is that transcript of every call, being able to get call summaries as well, and being able to use those transcripts to understand call content, what is being discussed, and even call scoring, and we'll talk about scoring here in just a moment. Easily click on any call, download it, listen back to the audio, and of course observe the transcription as well. AI and automation. This is an important topic, obviously at the forefront in a lot of products, and we try to be very clear about the tools that we are incorporating within the product and make it very, very tangible and very practical in how AI is deployed and used. I think a lot of times when we think of an AI contact center, we think of this total AI, autonomous voice and chat agents that are taking care of all the requests. While that is a possibility, that's not the most common use case that we see, and it's not the most realistic oftentimes. Oftentimes right here in the middle block is where we see a lot of value, being able to pass off some flows and interactions to AI, but also having AI that is assisting live humans. And so there's a few different practical areas that we currently see AI being utilized in the Landis Contact Center. Live Agent Assist that can put information on screen for the agents as they are handling calls, things like checklists, and as it listens to a caller asking about a product, it can put information about that product on screen for them. This is what helps an agent be more confident early in their training cycle and gives them the confidence they need to jump into calls and start handling them. We also see post-call AI summaries as a very important thing. That's just a really easy item to accomplish within your environment. Give the agent that summary when they're done with the call, and also gives the ability to post some automation that sends that summary back to a CRM or some type of database. AI-assisted call routing. We'll talk about the IVR here in just a moment, but the ability to add some intelligence to that IVR. Instead of a list of menu options, AI that can listen to why they're calling and route it to the right department. We already talked about co-pilot agents and how they play a role in chat. That's another really critical area where AI can easily be deployed. And then obviously the call center analytics, being able to have this data available to AI tools that can evaluate how your team is doing, make recommendations, just gives you that extra set of hands to help identify blind spots and help as you manage your contact center team. All right, let's talk about the IVR. This is another critical part, is making sure that as calls come into your platform, that they are assigned to the right users and they find the right teams. Within Landis, you have a no-code IVR visual call flow designer that you can build out the entire call flow. Lots of flexibility for types of integrations that can happen and how the calls are handled. We already talked about some of the intelligence that can happen. And of course, this is available on voice or chat. So conversational AI that can support on the chat side of things as well and really be resourceful in providing information back to the caller or to the customer. Quality control shows itself in a variety of different ways. Call scoring, a manager being able to score a call, add tags, add notes that they can review with the team later. That's supervisor-led, very important. Customer surveys, of course, being able to pass a call to a survey and get the customer's thoughts on how the interaction went. Sentiment tracking, this can be done in live time or historic to understand the sentiment scores for individual calls, but also agents as a whole, which agents are really maintaining a positive sentiment. And then wrap-up questions are agent-led, and it allows the agent to enter some notes at the end of a call as to how they feel the interaction went, or to disclose topics that were discussed and any additional notes that should be made to managers for follow-up. I talked about just briefly earlier about the data access within Landis and being able to allowing data access for things like custom Power BI reporting. So full plethora of webhooks that are included with standard licensing that allow you to extract information from Landis and have it serve as triggers for flows or Power BI dashboards or other analytics within your environment there. All right, and then lastly, I just want to pause briefly on licensing and pricing. This is a very straightforward product that, in terms of licensing, that is really easy to deploy and understand what your total costs are going to be. No hidden fees, no consumption billing, no tokens, just a very straightforward user-based pricing that is very inclusive of all these features that we're talking about here. Contact Center covers a majority of the features. The contact center license, that's the platform, your queuing, your IVRs, your analytics, your reports, all of that is included within contact center. Call recording, of course, adds on the ability to add to record audio. That transcription and sentiment analysis would be part of the call recording platform. And then the Premier Agent Panel is an upgraded option. So there's two different options for your agents answering calls. One could just be using Teams native call controls. The other could be an upgraded agent panel that adds things like AI agent assist and the AI summaries at the end of calls, shortcut actions, and a number of different things that just make the agents more efficient and puts more information on screen for them. And that is done with the Premier Agent Panel. How this shakes down with the pricing is $75 a month for a contact center user, $15 for a single recorded user. And just to clarify the two different prices here, it's $5 to add recording to an existing contact center user. It's $15 if it's a standalone user. And then as you see there, the $20 upgrade for the contact center agent. Now, I would advise you to reach out to us if you have any questions. Obviously, there are some variables here. Volume can affect the pricing. We also do offer monthly as well as annual and multi-year contracts. So plenty of options available to you. This is also available through one of our over 300 partners. So if you're working with a Microsoft partner, chances are they're familiar with Landis and may even offer Landis. You can talk to them about that, and the product is available in Microsoft Marketplace as well. All right, that is where we're going to leave it for today. Again, like I mentioned, things are changing rapidly. We're always adding new features, so check back with us soon. Also, we would love to give you a demo in greater detail and hear a little bit more about your environment, what features are important to you, and understand how your team works, and see if Landis could be a fit.